In today's video, I'll be using tissues, hot glue, and whipped clay in a unique way. So sit back and relax and let's get started. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, click the like, and leave a comment. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to another video. So this week, we're going to have a little bit of fun with tissue, whipped clay, an old glass bottle, and some Mod Podge. We're also going to use our glue gun to create some unique texture. In this week's video, I have two projects that I completed. So first, this is an old Margarita bottle. Margarita was great, by the way. And so all I did was remove the label, wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol to clean it up. And now I'm going to lay down some Mod Podge on the surface and lay some tissue on top of that Mod Podge to create texture. And yes, I know I call it Mod Podge all the time. It's a very bad habit. It's actually Mod Podge. But anyway, we're going to take this substance and just brush it all over the surface of the bottle and lay the tissue on top. Now, I forgot that Kleenex were multiply tissue, so I accidentally laid the first one down and had to pull off a few layers. But anyway, separate them before you lay them on the surface. And all you're going to do is scrunch it up to create some texture. And then you're going to paint over the top of that as well with some Mod Podge. And we're going to seal it in nicely. And it's going to create a nice crinkled texture on the surface of this bottle. So I'm in the process of redesigning my bathroom and I need some decor, and I came up with this idea and I thought it would be really, really cool. The theme is going to be under the sea theme. So I'm going to have some starfish paintings, some ocean themed items. And yeah, I'm going to try to make as much as I can. And I wanted to make something inexpensive that wouldn't cost a fortune, that would go with that theme, and reusing things like glass bottles, glass jars. There are so many ideas that you can come up with. And again, besides the free bottle that I had and the little bit of tissues and the products that you're going to see me using, you couldn't buy something like this at the same price that it costs you to make it. So I was really happy with the way this one turned out. I can't wait for you to see it. But anyway, so now I have the tissue all over the bottle and I'm just sealing it in and I'm going to let it dry. This is what it looks like when it's dry. So you can do multiple layers. I just did one layer. I wanted a very light texture. So once it was dry, the next thing I wanted to do was glue on a few of these little seashells. So I took some Gorilla Glue and just kind of bunched them in a group in the front of the bottle. Again, this thing, I love the way it turns out. It's not what you think right now. It's going to have a second component added to it that's going to turn it into something wonderful. So just stay with me here. So what I'm doing here is just gluing down one, and then I'm going to bunch the others together just to make sure that they're going to line up right, because I have something else that's going to fit in the center there, and I want to just make sure that they're as close together as possible. So I go ahead and line them up. You should always lay things out before you glue them down to make sure it's going to look right. I put on my Gorilla Glue. By the way, hot glue would not be strong enough to hold these on, so you want to use a really good glue. And so I put that on there, line them up, and then let it dry. This is what it looks like. Now I'm going to paint the entire thing this beautiful sage green color called Celery. It's a chalk paint. I get this at Walmart. It's like $1.50 a bottle. And I'm going to cover the entire surface in this color. It's going to match my new bathroom perfectly. I'll go ahead and show you just a little bit of each step because it's, painting a bottle. You don't want to watch the whole entire process. But anyway, I just kind of pounce it on there with the sponge brush. I get these sponge brushes at the Dollar Tree. They're not the best. They're not really strong, but they get the job done and you get like 5 of them for $1.25. So why not? But yeah, you can use a regular paintbrush if you want and just kind of tap it on there. But I'm going to cover everything, including the shells, in this beautiful color. And I will tell you, it looks a lot darker here when it's wet. When it dries, it's much lighter. So excuse the pea soup color that you're seeing right now. It doesn't look like this when it's done. So I mentioned adding a second component. This is my second component. This is a little ceramic tray from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint it the same exact color as the bottle. And can you guess where I'm going with this? If you can, leave a comment and let me know. Don't cheat. Don't watch the whole video and try to figure it out. But leave a comment below and tell me what you think I was making. So here it is all painted that celery color. And before I go any further, I'm going to add some glue drops to add a little bit of a pattern around those seashells. So I just made glue drops of different sizes in 4 random groups, kind of jetting out from the seashells. Now, you'll notice the seashells, you can still see a little white showing through them. I wasn't too worried about that because I come back in a few minutes and do something else to them and you don't see that. But yeah, I made these 4 little groups of glue dots, and this is what that looked like once I was done adding them all on. So you can see it's just a fun little pattern around the seashells. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to take some white acrylic paint, very little, and just lightly brush over the glue dots, the seashells, and the texture on the bottle just to make it stand out a little more, to make it pop. So again, you don't want a lot, just a little tiny bit goes a long way here, and just lightly brush over those textures. Of course, it doesn't have to be white. It can be any color you choose, whatever looks best on the project that you're completing. So I'm about to start going over the texture here, and I want you to pay attention to how light I'm brushing over that. I don't want to turn the bottle white with acrylic paint. I just want to highlight that texture. So I'm going very, very light, very small amounts of paint, and very, very light, just touching the raised areas of that texture. Also, you don't have to use tissue. You can use toilet paper, paper towels, cheesecloth. There's so many options for creating a texture like this on a surface. But anyway, now I'm going to move on to just highlighting the seashells to make the ridges stand out a little bit. And here is my focal point, this beautiful rhinestone starfish. I'm going to glue it right in the center of the seashells, just as you see. And then we're going to add in the final component by gluing it to the top of the bottle. So I'm going to take the glue, put it all around the rim of the top of the bottle there. And then that little plate from the Dollar Tree that we painted green, I'm going to glue that right to the top. And before I show you what this is, we're going to take a look at project number 2. So if you like texture art and you want to come up with a cheap way to create some 3D texture, whipped clay is the way to go. Now, I got this for $2.79 at Hobby Lobby. Came with 4 bottles. It comes with decorating tips so you can do different shapes. That was not what I'm using it for today. I'm thinking in next week's video I will be, but for this week, I just wanted to demonstrate how you can use this whipped clay to get a 3D texture. Here I was just playing around doing like little scales or even a cobblestone walkway on this vase that I found at Goodwill for $1. Um, so you can see you can use it right out of the bottle. You can add the decorating tip right onto the end of the bottle and squeeze little flowers out. But it dries in 24 hours and it dries solid. It's a beautiful product. And for today, I just wanted to use it for some texture. So I did not leave the bottle looking like this, but you can see how cool it is. It's got that 3D effect. But anyway, I'm thinking now, after looking at this, I'm going to do a mermaid bottle, maybe for my bathroom, but I wanted to follow through and just make like a little stone path for you to see what it would look like when it was done there. But that's now, again, what I'm doing. I'm going to just spread it out here, and I'm going to use this just to get some crinkle texture on this vase. I want a nice black and silver vase for my bedroom that I could put some flowers in. So I figured, why not? I'll just show you how this stuff works quick. Spread it out with my hands, smack it and beat it around a bit until it created some nice, almost like stucco texture. That's what I was looking for. So again, I just spread out that product that I had put on there to demonstrate for you. And yeah, just tapped it lightly and created this fun texture on the bottle. And then when it was done, I just let it sit overnight for it to dry. And this is what it looks like when it's dry. If any of you are into texture art and texture pastes, you will know how expensive they are. So I was pretty excited to find this stuff. Like I said, it was only 4 small tubes. So you're not going to have much of it, but it works well. Here it is. I just spray painted it black. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, it works great for texture art. I hope you try it if you're into that. So now I took some of my silver mica powder and my Duraclear high gloss varnish, mixed them together, and created this beautiful molten silver color. I'll have links for these products in the description for you. For the whipped clay, it won't be the Hobby Lobby brand. You can go there and buy that, but I'll find one on Amazon for you. So anyway, this is the molten silver color that I made. And very lightly, this stuff is so potent, you don't need a lot. And you're going to see here that even this little bit was too much. I should have dabbed it on a paper towel first before swiping lightly over this texture. Because you're going to see here, I get a big silver streak. But as I go on, it kind of lightens up a little bit. And then you're just grabbing the texture like right here. Sorry, not right here. When I get up to the neck in this area here. See how it's just grabbing that texture very lightly? That's what I wanted. I didn't want a solid silver bottle like that area there. I do fix it. I'll show you how to fix that if it happens to you. But yeah, see how some of this is really solid? I don't like that. So I had to get out some black acrylic paint and kind of do the same thing, but with the black to tone it down. So very little bit of black on the end of my brush, and I just kind of sweeped over it again just to get rid of some of that silver to cover it up. And that helped a lot. But yeah, this stuff, if you really want just a light highlight, you have to take maybe a paper towel, dab the brush on that before you touch your project with it. Just so it's not so bright. But hey, maybe you want a solid silver bottle. I did not. Anyway, here are the finished results. 2 simple products. Here we go. Can you guess what this is going to be in my bathroom? Well, for me, it's going to be something for you. It could be a soap holder, although it would be hard to clean that top area. But you could put a bottle of soap on that and display it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. If you went to buy this in a store, it would cost a lot of money. Okay, but this is what I'm using it for. A candle holder. How cute is that? I just love this idea. An old bottle minimal products, a Dollar Tree ceramic dish, and your own pop the bubbly candle like like I have. I love it. You can even put a pillar up there, a candle pillar. And for the second one, the vase, here it is with some beautiful fresh roses in it. Yes, those are real roses. I think it's beautiful. It's just a really fast, inexpensive piece of home decor that you can make that's not going to break the bank. Well, my friends, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to click the like button and leave a comment. Even if you only leave a heart emoji, it tells YouTube that you enjoyed my video and will recommend my videos to other people like you that like this type of thing. I love you all. I want to thank you so very much for joining me. And until the next time, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy creating.